want to welcome you to a new edition, new episode, fresh 2024. Welcome to the Invest Podcast in studio. I'm your host, the one and only Johnny Invest. Make sure you smack that subscribe button, subscribe to Invest Universal, and be notified every time we drop dope banking content. Hey, yo, I got some fire up in the building, man. I got some hot Sacktown artists, DJ, music group, they manager. I got them all up in the building. And before I kick it off, I want to say they manager is a guy that it's real rare when you can say that we go back to the sandbox, that we go back to kickball, we go back to Friday morning sing battling for the Golden Eagle. I mean, we go back to the Nerf Perfect Spiral football. If y'all like 20 or 30, not in your 40s yet, might not even know about that Nerf football. It's my boy Ron, and he manages a dope group. Jay Kent, LaShawn, DJ Money Gang. They are the looking at you music group. If I got that right, I want to say welcome y'all to the Invest Podcast 2024. I mean, I even know the guy that owns the label, man, called Thornton, man. Me and him got some history. I had him on my podcast about 2 years ago, man. I love what he does. Serial entrepreneur, dope dude. Me and him gonna politic and talk a little bit later. But I got y'all onto the podcast. So first, I want to introduce my man, Jay Kent. Jay Kent, just hop on the mic. Tell them a little bit about yourself real quick. I'm going to let everybody introduce. We're going to do the roundabout, and then we'll get into the questions.
Absolutely. What's poppin', everyone? What's poppin'? It's nice to be here, man.
For sure.
Jay Kent. I'm a recording artist, singer, songwriter. Basically, all around, just, they call me a pop star, but, I just make records. But, I'm from Sacramento, California, 26 years old. Been doing music basically for almost all my life, and I'm here. Shout out my team, shout out my management, Ronnie Ramos, Carl Thornton. Those are the GOATs, man. But shout out to my guys for sure that I got in the building with me, man. Wouldn't want to have it any other way. You know what I'm saying? Before
we get started, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read off your media kit, man, because I heard your voice, man. I heard your stuff, man, you're gonna blow. Like you was a talented young man, no cap, no BS.
I appreciate you.
You got that, man. I told Ronnie that too, man. You definitely got that, man. I heard you on a radio time or two, man. I'm like, dude, got something right there. The man got 7.2 million Spotify streams, 1.1 million streams on Apple Music, and 180K YouTube views, man. You definitely out there. You running it up, man. Keep doing your thing, man. I want to holler real quick at my man LaShawn. Man, you look taller than I got your bio, man. I got your bio link, man, right here, man. I got your bio, man, right here, man. Yeah. You right here, right, man?
That's me right there.
I didn't know, man. You kept in here. This dude like 6'6", 6'7". I was like, God damn. So, tell me a little bit about you, man, and where you from. I read into your bio that you are actually originally from the Bay Area, but based out here in the 916, man. So talk to me a little bit about you, how old you are, how you got into music and whatnot.
Man, I'm 23. I'm from the Bay, like you said.
What part of the Bay? What city?
I was born in Martinez.
Okay.
And then I lived in Concord, Antioch, so kind of like East Bay.
East Bay, yeah.
And then I moved all around.
Okay.
Every year, financial struggles and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's expensive out there.
For sure.
I ended up out here, in 2000, I think 9 or 10. Okay. So I've been out here for a while. So I'll say I'm a half-blood when it comes to being from the Bay and being from Sacramento.
Yeah, you're right there.
So yeah, I've been out here for a minute. And music has been something that's been in my family for a really long time, on my dad's side of the family. And I just never knew about it because I never knew my father.
Yeah.
And it was something crazy because it always kept popping up between my life. The choir, band and ensemble and whatnot, doing that in high school after I couldn't play sports anymore. Mm-hmm. So, it was something that just kept reoccurring and something that's just been prevalent in my life. And then after meeting this guy on the basketball court, of all places, it was like that full circle thing that just called to me, and it was just meant to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
I got my man in the back right there, man. TJ Money Gang in the back, man. What's good, man? You in the cuts. Go ahead and shift that camera off over there to my man, man. Tell me a little bit about you, man. You know, where you're from, how old you is, how you got into music, man. You were like an in-demand kind of cat, man. So let's kick it real quick, man.
Got you. It's Money Gang, 25 years old from Sacramento, California.
Okay.
I mean, I touch everything, DJing, producing, artist, you know, touching each aspect as far as music. So I love this shit. It's life, you know?
Yeah. So, of course, y'all know this is like the Invest podcast, you know what I'm saying? And I bring on like different types of people that invest in different things.
Shout out to you, man.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Your platform and stuff.
Whether it be entertainment or, you know, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, because investing in yourself, it means a little bit of something different to everybody. But real quick, man, touch on you. How my man Jay Kent, man, like, how does it feel? Because you got that voice, man, and you out there, you rocking the crowd, and you just in the mold. Because I feel like when you doing things you got passion for, 100%. That you really love, that you really enjoy, I feel like that's actual being out there and living. Thanks. Because I feel like I tell people there's a difference between like you have a life, you go to work, you do your thing, but are you actually living? But it seems like you're doing music you really enjoy, you're in your purpose, man. So how does it feel to be doing what you actually enjoy and actually seeing it start to come to fruition for you, man? Man,
the feeling, there's no better feeling to be able to do what you love and actually be able to say on and off camera that you love this. You know, I bleed it. I eat, sleep,
I see it.
You know, my team that's around me, we're really headstrong on one common goal, and that's success. We don't ever try to, you know, all be in the same driver's seat at the same time. We realize that the cars go in the same exact way. But honestly, yeah, man, it's just a real feeling just to see it all come together. I'm big on manifest destiny, you know, manifesting this. I've been manifesting this for the last decade, and just to be sitting here with my team and finally have the Arsenal team that I've been yearning for my whole entire life, you know, it's just no better feeling. Like, you know, Carl Thornton, you know, he's mentored me for years, man. Like, he's believed in me since I was like 14 years old, you know. But just to be able to be making an impact and making noise out here, you know, performing at some of the big venues and just, you know, different places all over California is just a dream come true. And then doing it with the people you love the most it's literally nostalgic. You know what I mean? The feeling is a high that you never can stop chasing. You know, and then we got Ronnie Ramos. You know, we got my manager, our manager in here. You know, he always sees my vision. He sees my plan, and we're able to execute. Nothing's gonna always be perfect. Right. There's never perfection. You know, perfection can happen with success, but I feel like more so, nothing's gonna be perfect the first time. Perfection happens once you develop your formula the way that you need to, and you closely perfect it, you know? So I think that the feeling of just knowing how far we've come and working over a year and a half is like, I mean, you know, just to drop the biggest gem is teamwork is everything. Having a team that actually aligns with your dream and your goal is absolutely everything, because if your team doesn't, you know, if your team's your team and they're on one side and they're not paying attention to what you're doing, and you guys are like on the same team, but y'all playing two different games, man. It's like it's nothing that's gonna really, you know, work out for you to your benefit or to their benefit, because you guys ain't on the same page. So just to have my team fully locked in and to know wherever I move, we making big moves. You know, we standing on business around here. So, you know, it's a blessing for real.
Hey, I couldn't have said that even better myself. Talk about like teamwork and be able to work together.
I'm a little camera trained.
Not everybody can be in the driver's seat.
No,
everybody can be like that guy, you know, at the moment. And I feel like when you have a lot of like record labels sometimes that form and groups that form run into issues sometimes because everybody wants to be the driver. Everybody wants to be the boss. But I'm like, to me, it's like, if we get to the same destination, everybody kind of have their position, everybody kind of play their role. Because me, even in my professional life, I work in management, and I try to promote and preach that to my team about, you know, that teamwork, that, you know, that camaraderie, and about let's all perfect our roles, perfect our profession and what we got going on. LaShawn, holler at me real quick about this, kind of piggyback off what he said about like how you guys give each other like balance? It seems like you guys got like an understanding of like where you're trying to go. And it seems like everybody is kind of like a flow. And knowing Ronnie, kind of the guy that he is, I know he's the guy that kind of like he might be like the glue for y'all. But explain that, because like you can have all these individual talents. That's why, like, for me, I'm a sports fan, right? And when they go, oh, you know, they just signed this guy, they just signed this guy, they signed that guy, like the super teams in basketball, and then sometimes those teams don't even win. Because sometimes you can have a lot of talent, a lot of skills, but if everybody on the same page, you ain't got a good coach, basically a good manager managing that could all fall apart no matter how much talent you got, right?
That's right, for sure. I think, you know, like you were saying, with like all the talent that's involved, it takes a lot of personal hard work. No matter how talented he might be, or I might be, or he might be, you know, we all have to work hard at our goals together. You know, so if we're all working hard, we're all working towards the same thing, but if we're not all individually working hard on ourselves and getting ourselves better so we can come back together and bring that, you know what I'm saying, talent and hard work and like the effort that we just put into it, you know, the effort we just put into it together, you know, it's not going to work out. It's not going to come together. It's like KD and Kyrie and James Harden being on the same team on the Nets, you know, like they had all that, you know, talent together and whatnot, but it just didn't work out because, you know, they had their little personal issues going on. So it's a similar vibe. We come together, like you said about the driver's seat, you know, sometimes someone got to drive the car, someone has to score all the points, and then somebody else to rebound or assist and whatnot, you know. But we all play together because we know it's a team sport.
For sure. Hey, I got my man in the back, man. Money Gang, real quick, man. Holla at me. What's your take on like teamwork? Because for y'all to make this thing work, I mean, y'all seem to be like really like connected, like working together, understanding everybody's role and everybody's position. Like, explain that to somebody that's like listening right now that might not, because not everybody understands that. You know, some people will be on a team, they'll be in a group, but still not really understand the value of teamwork and the value of position play. You know, everybody ain't the point guard. You know, everybody ain't the center. But sometimes when you have groups and teams, everybody trying to like be that. And that's where things like really tend to fall apart. And I feel for everybody to get that understanding of that, a lot of groups, a lot of teams, they'll win if they can put that to the side, just play their role and play the position. Because I'm all about position playing. And like I said, I work in management and leadership, and I talk to my team about let's play our roles, let's play our position. I don't need you to do my job, and I can't do your job. So let's perfect our position and our role, and let's win. Holla me about that. How you feel about that?
I mean, personally, the great thing about this team is that I feel like we all have our own. We all strive in different ways. Everybody's different, and everybody hits certain things perfect. Like, nobody's going to do what J. Kent does on the team. Nobody's going to do what LaShawn does on the team. Nobody's going to do what I do on the team. But the fact that we can all bring it all together and make music and collaborate and bring something, you know, magical to the ears of, you know, the fans and the listeners and the people who, you know, want to hear us, it's amazing. You know, we all do our own thing, but we're also on the same team and also in the same space, you know? So, you know, we all have our roles, we all play our positions, we all do our parts. And that's the greatest thing, that we all strive in our own way, you know?
For sure. Yeah, you know, one thing about me and my brand and the way that I live, I push continuous improvement. I push getting better over time. I push to take something when you win at something and maybe the outcome wasn't what you wanted. What did you learn from that? What did you get from that?
That's facts.
Repetitions. Like, unfortunately, I feel like with the social media era, you know, people have like this unrealistic expectation of success and really what the work takes to be successful at a lot of things in business and things of that nature. I study a lot of like successful people. I study, you know, Jeff Bezos, you know, Michael Jordan, Bill Gates, and Oprah Winfrey, and you know, a lot of these individuals at the beginning of their journey weren't successful. But they believed in it. Denzel Washington is my favorite actor. I mean, Denzel would audition for so many parts and just got turned down. And some people was like, this might not even be for you. Like, you shouldn't even do this. But can you imagine if Denzel Washington would have got never got trained at.
So
Never got all of that, all the new one when he's killing everybody. I mean, they got all that. If he had given up on himself the first few years of really going at it, because people were telling him that maybe it's not going to work for you. So talk to me about like how strong it is to really like just have that belief in yourself that you can do it. Because I think that ain't nobody going to truly believe in you the way that you believe in yourself. So just talk to me about continuous improvement. Talk to me about like what you guys have learned from when you kind of started your music journey to now. Like, what was your mindset then? Or did you understand that it was going to take grind, it was going to take grit? Because a lot of people, people get plugged and people, be in the right spots at the right time. But for most people, it just takes continuous improvement. And it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's just they haven't done it for long enough, and they need to learn more things along the way. And people will tell me all the time, John, I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. And I ask them, I say, do you have the skill sets right now, like as you are right now, your product is yourself, to be a millionaire? Do you have the knowledge base to be a millionaire? Do you have the financial education to be able to handle $1 million? Are you ready for that yet? And I say that to them, and they're looking at me like, what this dude just say to me? Like, like for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell myself that all the time, years ago, I want $20 million. But as I look back on it, years later, I wasn't ready for that yet. Even if I would have got $20 million, 10, 15 years ago, the way I was, I might have gone.
Without even thinking about it.
I'm kind of glad I didn't get that yet. But I just feel like just learning more, growing more, and just continuous improvement, you can evolve into the evolution of what you want to be. So just talk to me about how you've continuously improved yourself as a person, music, as an artist, like all that.
I think honestly, everything's a growing process. First and foremost, because that's a really deep question. If you don't believe in yourself, then how can anybody else believe in you? It takes somebody, like, you have to almost, not really be a salesman, but you have to convince the world why you're special. And sometimes people forget that, with convincing, it's being yourself. But at the same time, you don't want to try to just act like you can, force it in.